Welcome back. It is time for another conference. This time we are setting up for the Torch Conference. As you can see, they've got this really nice setup right in front of us. I'm kind of backstage right now, behind it. I've been tasked with, you can't really see it in the dark, but setting up the beast, otherwise known as the drum set that was once electric. Now we're switching it to acoustic. As you remember, we did that during the Breakthrough Conference, and if you don't remember, look back over the videos I did on that one. That was a lot of fun. We were actually experimenting with taking our electric set and turning it into a directly acoustic set. And I know that during that time I had my own snare drums, of which I have since sold and upgraded my bass guitar, which y'all probably saw that too, but brand new. Can't see it very well because of the lighting, but this is the Rainbow Black X. We're redoing the snare drum with this guy, this bad boy. Currently in the middle of it right now, but it's getting late, so I'm going to save all the drum heads themselves for tomorrow. Just finished up all the cymbals. Got my 14-inch hi-hats, 14-inch thin crash. Empty spot for right now, but I'm going to be bringing over a 16-inch fast crash. I've got my 18-inch thin crash, and then my 18-inch crash ride crash, whatever order you want to put those in. And then I actually have a China stack here with a 16-inch China and a 10-inch splash in the middle for that. And man, this is awesome. Let's get a view from the front. This thing is just sick. Sneak preview for all of you guys who haven't seen it yet and who are going to be coming to the Torch Conference. Those of you who aren't, missing out. I gotta go home and get to bed and take my car out of the snow while I'm at it. We had a giant blizzard the past day or two. So I gotta go take my car out and I am heading home. Peace out, y'all. Probably back tomorrow with doing the drum heads and everything. But night. Welcome back, fam. Had a semi-productive last night where I got all the cymbals put on. And today I went back through and rearranged everything, and I actually got all the heads put on. I'm really happy right now. The only thing I'm missing is, if you can see it, the placement for one more cymbal. So I will probably take a cymbal from either next door or buy a new cymbal or something. Who knows? But got everything down. The only thing I really need to bring over here now are the tom rings, which will take out a lot of that high-end sound. I think that's the only thing really missing right now. And then, of course, they haven't even begun to set up the rest of the instruments yet. They've just got them all piled in a corner, which actually I might delve into that myself here in a bit, since some of that might be mine. But I just need to organize some of my stuff back in here, because I got, I don't know if you can see it very well, all the bags and cases and things like that. But it all sounds pretty good for the most part, aside from needing those tom rings. Like that snare sound. And as you can hear, they kind of do need a tom ring on them. Well, I think I'm about good for today. Those of you wondering, this here is the setup. 16-inch China and splash in there. Let me adjust myself real quick. Then we've got the 18-inch crash ride, 18 crash, hoping to put a 16 fast crash in there. Got a 14-inch over here crash, and then my 14-inch hats. Everything though, drum-wise, the shell kit itself is all the Pearl E Pro electric drum set with the heads taken off of them, which is really easy to do. The heads, let's see if we can get in here a bit. I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well. What's going on? There it is. There's a little jack right in there where you plug it in. And then there's a hook up on the outside of the drum that brings it into the main system itself, which I've got stashed up over in the corner here. So all it is just taking off like a regular drum head and then unplug it from inside and put the new heads on. So it's pretty straightforward, nothing really too difficult. The only hard part being the tuning, which for the snare was a little difficult because it's the first time I've done the snare over. I've done the rest of the set over, just not the snare. But it sounds really good though. I was playing on it for a little bit. It sounds pretty legit. Well, let's see what we got here. Well, I'm probably just gonna take the stands here and start spreading them out a wee bit. One thing I like to do if I'm ever setting up anything is I like to have at least no less than 6 to 10 feet, or no more, than 6 to 10 feet between musicians, because it definitely builds up a lot of camaraderie. I mean, when you're playing with somebody and they're across the stage, it's really hard to like vibe with each other as you're playing. But if you're like within 6 to 10 feet of somebody, like from right here, if I was playing with the drummer, I'd be able to say, hey dude, we'd be able to vibe, be able to play well. And there's also a lot of that communication that can happen within those close distances that doesn't exactly happen through the in-ears with whoever has the talkback mic. Really need to organize a lot of the stuff back in here, but for the most part, pretty good. Well, I'm gonna quickly finish up a couple things and I will see you guys later. Welcome to a torch practice. Tish, say hello. Say hello. All the fun in the world in one location. Can't wait. About an hour and a half or so. Welcome to pre-service prayer. Welcome to backstage. We finally got the lights turned on. Looks pretty sweet. Back in here's the whole gang. I'll give it a tour later afterwards. How's it going?
Are you videoing me?
Yeah.
I'm hurting myself. This thing is digging into my skin.
Try to hook it on the back of your mouth.
It will dance in your presence till you burn. It will sing hallelujah till you come again. It will dance in your presence till you come again.
Welcome back to After Torch. We just finished putting everything back. Still waiting on our guitar player for tomorrow because he likes to bring all of his own gear, so we're kind of leaving a little bit of open space for him. But as you can see, we took the main structure and moved it from out about here-ish and moved it all the way to the back where the musicians were standing for Torch. This is how we usually have it though, with pews set out that way for all the ministers. And then the organ on the other side, which we don't usually bring out. And as you can see, we got a big old grand piano right in here. Like doing everything old school. Actually, let's get a bit better view of everything. They still gotta finish putting back together. They got a whole crew working on that, looking for some missing bolts. Here's the regular podium we usually have. Brother Reed usually on the organ. Mr. Peggy usually sits back in there, playing the saxophone. Usually don't have anybody in here, usually that's just the choir, but since the choir is doing one last thing tomorrow in Columbia Heights instead of here, we don't need to worry about setting up for the choir at all. And the drums, which, as you know, I was kind of excited about, I had to switch them back over to electric for in the morning. I think Nathan's playing in the morning. They kind of crammed everything else in a corner, which you can't really see, thankfully, because it's a mess. That has a really nice grand piano, although it kind of, well, it's just, let's just say it's not an electric piano where you can do a lot more with it, but it's real nice. You get it in the hands of Sister Bowman. Oh, she can tear this thing up. Well, I guess this is it. Those of y'all that were at Torch Conference, thank you for coming. Those of you that were a part of making all this possible, thank you so much. And for those of y'all watching, hope you enjoyed the little background tour of everything going on. My name is Mark Plappert, and I'm here at Apostolic Bible Institute. You guys have a nice day.